Hello, good morning everyone. It is Monday morning, 10:30. This is story time with Marcy Bowden from Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation. So I don't want to start too early. It's not quite 10:30, so we'll do my calming bottle here. So I made this a couple weeks ago during our activity time. Good morning. I've got my calming bottle here. And because we're starting a little bit early, I thought I would just let things settle, give myself a moment to calm, make sure that we're waiting for everyone, see how the glitter is falling. It is amazing how you can just stop and watch this and you can feel everything slow. Fabulous. So I am Marcy Bowden from Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation, and I have been doing story times on Monday mornings, and we started out by going through the 7 Unitarian Universalist principles, but do you know that Wednesday is Earth Day? So I thought we'd take a little pause on the principles and look at a couple of Earth-friendly books for today. So I have one story I want to read to you. It's called The Mighty Tree. It's by Gakuen. It's an older book, but it's a nice story. I like it. So I hope you'll enjoy it too. It starts with some time ago, the wind blew 3 tiny seeds to earth. Good morning, Barbara. So glad you're here. From these seeds, 3 small trees began to grow. The sun gave them warmth, the rain gave them water, and the earth gave them food. Storm winds gave them shape and made them strong. The trees grew and grew and grew until their crowns nearly touched the clouds. One summer day, a big red truck came to the quiet forest and took away one of the trees. The truck carried the tree to a mill where it was changed into many things. The tree became paper to draw on and paper to wrap presents in. It became candy wrappers and paper hats. The tree became cardboard boxes and shopping bags, and even this book. In the winter, a big blue truck came and took the second tree away. The blue truck carried the beautiful tree to a big city. There, the tree was covered with stars and horns and angels and shiny balls. It was covered with lights that sparkled and glittered and brightened the snowy night. The beautiful tree filled the hearts of millions of people with kindness and cheer. It brought smiles to the faces of children. The third tree still stands in the woods today, and it's the most important tree of all. This tree is home and shelter to hornets and honeybees and ladybugs, spiders, crickets, ants, katydids and caterpillars, pheasants and quail and mourning doves, woodpeckers and flickers, squirrels, chipmunks, and even sleeping bears. It's home to lizards, possums, raccoons, runaway kites, butterfly cocoons and blue jays and robins, cardinals and crows, chickadees, crossbills, titmice, nuthatches, and bluebirds, owls and hawks and eagles too, all find shelter in their branches. Wow. If you had this book at home, you could take a couple minutes and look through and find all those different birds, couldn't you? All those animals. The mighty tree stands there still, sending out tiny seeds that blow in the wind. and that become new trees. So that's a great Earth Day book. I really like this book. It's simple. It's a great story. Good morning, Lauren. I hope the kids are with you. That's excellent. I have a couple other books that aren't really good reading books for what we're doing right now, but I wanted to share them with you. So this is called Energy Island by Drummond. And I'm going to show you some of the pictures and just give you kind of a little bit of an overview of the story, because it's a neat story. The island is actually in the country of Denmark. Now, Denmark has like 400 islands all included in the landmass, but not all of them people live on. And this one is called Samso. And it has normal life. It has people with cars and kids who are riding their bikes and playing video games. There are farmers and there are fishermen. And there are big trucks that come onto the island to bring them their oil, or there were, to help them heat their houses, because Denmark gets really cold in the winter. But because it's an island in the middle of the country of Denmark, it gets super, super windy. And it's a great place to play in the summer outside, but in the winter, people spend a lot of time inside. And they use a lot of electricity like the rest of us do. But the electricity has to come from the main part of Denmark. They couldn't make it on their island. The island was too small. Well, there was a teacher who thought about this and thought, this needs to stop. We are using so much energy coming from the mainland. These big trucks are bringing all of our gas that we need to drive our cars, all the propane that we need to heat our homes. What can we do about it? So he talked to his kids about it. He liked to play the bass guitar too, but he talked to the students about it and he got ideas from the students. And the kids thought it was a great idea. They came up with all kinds of suggestions, but the biggest one was, hey, what about this wind that we have? So then they started talking to the adults, and you know what? The adults weren't so enthusiastic. They were like, the trucks are not a big deal. I flipped the switch and I have electricity. I don't think we can have, enough things to do to make, I don't think we have enough time to make all these things to use that renewable energy stuff. That's all newfangled and we can't do that. So the kids thought about it some more and they tried to teach the adults all of the exciting ways to do it. And eventually, 2 people got on board. One was an electrician who decided that with the help of his friends, he would build what's really called a wind turbine, but we often call them windmills. He would build one right on his land, and he had his friends and family help him. Another guy had an idea to build a big factory wind turbine, and he would sell the electricity to the rest of the island, but his was a really big project. Well, in the middle of winter, they got hit with a heck of a storm, sleet and snow, and the electricity went out everywhere except at the electrician's house. The guy who had built the wind turbine, he had electricity at his house. Nobody else did. He was able to share it a little bit, but people got really excited by that. And so they started working on finding other ways to use the energy they had. They started using biomass to heat their homes. So they were burning straw and what else did they have? Oh, and different pieces of wood in the house. There was a farmer who grew canola to make oil, and he started making fuel for people's cars. Wind turbines went up. People rode their bicycles more. And eventually, the whole island stopped having to buy electricity from the mainland, stopped having to have the trucks bring the propane and the gas. The whole island runs on renewable energy. And so they call themselves the Energy Island. So that's a fun story. It's a lot to read the whole thing. So the other thing that I want to share with you is a little book that I have of 10 things I can do to help my world. And some of them are so simple that you can do them right at home. Get your kids used to doing some of these things. And if you spent any time in faith formation with me, you know that one of my big ones are people who turn on lights and then leave the room, like in the kids' bathrooms or even in the indoor bathrooms in the office. It drives me crazy. I go around turning off lights all the time. So this one starts with, I remember to turn off the lights when I leave the room. This says, turning off the lights and using more efficient light bulbs saves valuable energy. It's dark. I try, what's this one going to be? Can you guess? To turn off the tap or the faucet when I brush my teeth. You don't need water running the whole time you're brushing your teeth, right? Do you know you're supposed to brush your teeth for 2 minutes? That's a lot of water. What does the little hint say? Every time you do this, you save 18 glasses of water. I always, oh, here's a trash can. Throw my trash away. Oh, these are hard to read. Putting garbage away keeps the world safe and clean. Let's see. I will, I don't have a hint on this one, do you? I will. There's birds, there's a tree, there's snow. Feed the birds in the winter. We don't have too much of a winter, do we? Feeding the bird helps them get ready for nesting in the spring. Oh, and in their nest, they can lay their eggs and have baby birds. You know, more birds. I use, looks like a drawing with a tree and birds and animals and flowers. I use both sides of the paper when I draw. Well, that's a good idea. There's no reason to not use the back side, right? If everybody did this, it would greatly reduce the number of trees we use to make paper. Do you remember that it takes trees to make paper? I remind my parents. Is that kids on a TV? What do you suppose we're going to remind the parents? To turn off or even unplug the TV when we're not watching it. Do you unplug your TV every day? Some people put it on a special switch, and that's good too. Many electrical appliances use energy even when they're turned off. I think we call that gray electricity. And it drains just a little bit. And so you can unplug things like your phone, parents. When you're done charging your phone, there's no reason to leave the charger plugged in. Just drains a little bit of energy. I enjoy. I see some boxes piled up. What's this on top of the box? String, maybe? Making toys from things around the house. Oh, that became a robot, didn't it? Let's see, the hint says we can reuse lots of things before we throw them away. Have you made things from reusable boxes and cans? I like, there's a car, and this looks like some exhaust fumes. Are you ever going to say I like when you're standing in the exhaust fumes? To walk to school instead of riding in the car. Avoiding car trips saves gas and cuts down on air pollution. And walking is good exercise, isn't it? I can. Packet of seeds. Ooh, I'm backwards. Packet of seeds. And maybe somebody's planting seeds? Let's see. I can plant seeds and help them grow. Those grew fast, didn't they? Plants help keep the air clean and healthy. Did you know that? That when plants grow, the green part uses oxygen out of the air and it can help filter some of the dirty stuff out of there. I help. I see cans and bottles and some food stuff, paper, maybe plastic. What do you suppose I can help as? Sort the recycling, right? Look, they put the cans, glass, compost. Do you have compost at home? Do you know that if you don't have compost at home, we have several containers at VUU in the parking lot near the playground side? And there's usually a rock on top of them that tell whether or not you can put new stuff in it or if it's cooking and they don't want you to open it. Really simple to use. Get a container at home and collect it and bring it anytime you come. All because I love my world. Ha! Happy Earth Day, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed these books today. We do story time every Monday morning at 10:30 on Facebook Live and the Valley UU Facebook site. You can also catch all of my past videos, both on the VUU Facebook page, but also I've been posting them over to the VUU YouTube page. Did you know we have one? All the sermons for years are there if you need to catch up on anything. So I will see you Thursday, 10:30 for our activities. And they're going to be earth-based activities, recycling-based activities this week. So hope you have a good time. Let me know you were here. Let me know if you liked the story, who was with you. I miss all the kids. Bye, Kahira. See everybody later. Have a great day.